who do not know, my name is Jasmine Barton-Moore, author of Sparks Fly right over there. But anywho, I really, like I said earlier, I really hope you guys are enjoying these natural hygiene videos, because I really do love I really do enjoy sharing these experiences with you guys. Oh my god, I can't even talk. I've been talking so much already. But anywho, as you read by the title, this one is called Natural Birth Control. So if you want to know what that's about, just go ahead and stick around and I'll tell you guys all about that. So anywho, let me go ahead and start with the story. So back in 2014, I had the Implanon put inside of my arm, and it's pretty much, well, you can't see where the scar is, but it's like a little scar now, but it was pretty much where they numb you, they go under the skin, and they put the birth control inside of you, and that's the one that lasts for 3 years. I know now, instead of it's called Implanon, I think it's called Explanon, or it's some crazy name. I don't know why they be changing these names on people, because they don't make any sense to me, but anywho. So I had that back in, actually no, 2012. I don't know if I said 2014, 2012, but it was back in 2012 when I had got this birth control. And one of the main reasons was one, because I'm allergic to latex, and anything else off the shelves was more like really expensive. But then also too, I had really bad cramps where I felt like my life was ending type of cramps. So I decided to get the Implanon. So I'm gonna give you a background story about that. So when I got it, they were like, oh, you might not have a period for 3 years, and I was like, hey, oh yeah, woo woo. So I was so excited, because I'm like, I felt like I was always dying when I had these cramps. So about a year and a half after having it, I didn't have a period for a year and a half. It was like legit, like I was in heaven. And then all of a sudden my arm sometimes would like go numb, and I wouldn't be able to like really feel anything. Like it would just go numb out of nowhere. And then on top of that, my period started coming, but it wasn't like normal. It would last so normally my cycle lasts for 5 days, and my period will last for like, sometimes it will be like 3 days, and then it will stop for 4 days, and then it will start again, and then it will last for like 7 days, and then it will stop again, and then it will come back on. Like it wasn't a normal cycle. So I was like, I have to get this out of my system, and I have to look up something else, because I know this is not good for my body. So of course I started doing research. But okay, so I went to the doctor, and I told the doctor, I was like, oh, I want to remove the Implanon. And he was like, well, why would you want to remove it? Blah, blah, blah. Are you planning to have kids and all this stuff? And I was like, well, no, I'm not planning to have kids. I want to do the natural way and not do birth control. So if you've never, like when you go to the doctor and if you ask them about birth control, or say you're there for a physical or checkup or something, if you have ever noticed, what they do is they push birth control on you, because I think they get paid or a percentage. I don't know how that works, but he was really pushing me to not keep this one, but get on some type of birth control. And like the double shot, I know blows you up, and I've been on the pill before. I've never remembered to take those. That's why I got the Implanon. And I was like, no, I want this out of my body, like now. So then he was like, okay, well, I'm going to schedule you an appointment to come in, and we're going to talk again. So I had a regular appointment, then I had a second appointment to talk about why I wanted to remove the birth control, and they're still pushing birth control on me. So then the third appointment is when it's crazy. The third appointment is when I actually got the birth control removed, but it wasn't just one doctor in there. It was about 3 doctors and a nurse, all trying to convince me to stay on birth control. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. So it was like legit crazy. Like I felt like it was kind of like an intimidation tactic, but I was like, no, it's my body, and who wants to have like 6 periods in a month? Like I don't even like having 1 period. And so I finally got it removed, and then I was like, and then he was like, so this is what he said to me after he removed. He was like, so that same day, he was like, so if you go home, you can be pregnant tomorrow. And I'm like, what? Like, it was so crazy. And I'm just like, just thinking about that experience, I'm just like, really, really sad. But anywho, of course, I found a different way. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you guys. So I have this app that's called My Days, and this app has been my friend since that time. I'm trying to pull it up. This is like what it looks like when you pull it up. It's called My Days. There's plenty of apps out there, but if you don't know your body as a woman, then of course this app is not going to be helpful to you. I think it took me about 3 to 4 months to actually figure out my body and to actually read up on stuff. So as women, most women have a cycle from 28 to, I believe, to 35 days. My cycles are 28 days, meaning that it's just 28 days. Okay, so that's the way I can break it down. So every month you have a period. 14 days after your period, you ovulate. And then back from that, you have another period. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. Okay, so if you look at the month of December and then you look down here, it tells you that there is 27 days until next period. It tells you 12 days until next ovulation, and then it tells you today is day 3 into this cycle. So pretty much the red means when you start your period and how long you're going to be on your period. The yellow is the week of ovulating. So a woman only ovulates once a month, but you have 5 days leading up to that. So if you count it out, I believe it's still 14 days from the day you start your period is when you ovulate. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, this month mine is 15 because they're putting me on a cycle of 29 days, but sometimes I still go off the 28. And then from 14 days from this day, you are going to have another period. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you think about it in simple math, hold on. Okay, so if you think about it in simple math, because I don't know math like that myself, if you take the first day from your period and you count 14 days from the first day, so say December 1st, I started my period. 14 days from that, December 14th, I'm going to be ovulating. And then if you count 14 more days from your actual ovulation, that's when you start your period again, which would be December 29th. And that's where they get that 28-day cycle from, because every 14 days something is happening. So 14 days from your first period, you ovulate. 14 more days from the ovulation, you have another period. And what ends up happening is when you're ovulating and you have those 5 days leading up to that ovulation, the sperm can last up inside of a woman's body for 48 hours, not 48 days, 48 hours. So if you're thinking about natural and stuff like that, you just have to think about those time frames. Now, if you're not on a 28-day cycle, then you have to go and you have to calculate those different days. But all you need to remember that I figured out is 14 days, 14 days, 14 days. If I start my period December 1st, 14 days from December 1st, I'm gonna have an ovulation. After that ovulation, 14 days from that ovulation, I'm gonna have another period. And that's pretty much what's been helping me and not getting pregnant. And I've been doing this since 2014. So I got the implant on in 2012, but I had it removed in 2014 after like a year and a half of having it. And then I've been doing natural birth control like this since 2014, and we're going in 2018. So it really does work. So never let the doctors threaten you, feel like you're threatened, because natural birth control is not 100%, but if you know your body as a woman, then you should be good. But anywho, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope it really made sense to you guys as it made sense to me. If you have any questions, like always, make sure you go ahead and drop them down below. Remember, stay beautiful, and this is